I got the power.
Here comes my Bluetti. Big ass boxes. Just arrived from Bluetti. This is a little bit hectic. Look at the size of these boxes. Oh my goodness. What have I got myself into here? I'm going to unpack them, and hopefully the things inside are a bit smaller than that, because that's huge. Bluetti Power Pack EB200P solar power pack and the 350 watt solar panel are in these massive boxes, and now I'm going to unpack them and check it out, see what's inside. A bit exciting and kind of nerve-wracking because they look really big, and I'm hoping that it'll fit in the front of the van here, and the solar panel I'll be able to stash in the back of the truck. So this is the biggest box I've ever seen. I assume most of it is hopefully styrofoam protecting it. That's what I'm hoping anyway. But it is heavy. I think it's like 30 kilos, this power pack. So something I've been wanting to do for a while, and I looked at getting like permanent solar set up, but it seems that they're constantly, you know, upgrading systems these days. Keep this box. Well, that's not going to be happening. Whoa, I'm falling over my solar panel here. You can get out of the way for a minute. Look at the size of this thing. Oh goodness, I'm glad I didn't get the 420. How am I supposed to get this out of this box? There's like a box inside a box inside a box. Okay, I'm just going to open the next box. It's like, sort of like Pass the Parcel, you know? Remember Pass the Parcel? Pass the Parcel game, getting a bigger and bigger box. Right, this looks like some accessory stuff. Probably instructions, I would say. Put that on the table. Power supply. No idea, but that's what that is. You can't quite see me, but that's okay because I look like crap today. And this packet, this is all on the top shelf, has got all sorts of different connector charger cables, cigarette lighter. I don't know what half of them are. Just so you know, there are way more knowledgeable people on YouTube talking about these systems than me. I'm a complete novice. I have no idea. When people start talking numbers, my brain switches off. So it really took me a long time to come to this this option, and that was after watching a YouTube video of a guy in America who managed to run his whole caravan off just this power pack. I mean, he was deliberately trying to trip it, so he literally turned on everything: TV, coffee maker, fridge, water pump, microwave, air conditioner. He had everything going until it finally tripped out at like 2,500 or even 2,700. I think it's got a surge up to 2,700 watts, which is pretty impressive. So I'm not going to do that kind of test on it, but if I can run my fridge and my cooker and my lights and all that kind of stuff, I'll be pretty happy with that. And if it can run my aircon, that would be awesome, but I don't think it would do it for very long, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, I'll show you what's in the big box down here. So this is after I've taken out all this excess foam packaging. There's the actual pack down there. Now the kind of cool thing about this is that on the top, it's actually got wireless phone charging. So you just sit your phones there. Ah, how good is that? That's going to be really helpful for me because at the moment I only have 2 power points in the caravan and they're both here in the kitchen. And this one here, I don't know if you can see that one, I'm actually running an extension lead that runs under my bed over to the other side of my bed, and I've got one of those, I feel like I'm calling it a power pack, but then I'm getting confused because this is a power pack. You know what I mean, multiple plugs in one. And of course, because I've got 2 different kinds of phones and a lamp over there, so I've got 3 things plugged into it. And lately I've noticed that the phones are taking a little bit longer to charge, and I don't think it's a particularly efficient method of running extension leads and power packs and things like that down that end. So this would be good for that. And oh, you know how all the phones have different kinds of chargers, and literally I have a drawer here that's just full of charging cords because everything I own seems to take a different cord. Wouldn't it be awesome if we could just everything just get charged on the same kind of cord and the same kind of plug? Okay, now the ultimate strength test is going to be, can I lift this thing out of here? And when I do, where am I going to put it? 30 kilos. Oh, can she do it? Oh, yep, I can. There we go. All right, let me put it up on the bed for a minute so I can get this. Trying to do this in a 15-foot caravan. Hilarious. I'm sorry, Pixie, but I'm going to have to just put this massive box up on your couch for a minute. She's not going to be really impressed with that. So what are you doing to me? Crowding me in with this box. Now I'm going to undo the solar panel box, so hopefully it's also got lots of padding and is as big as the box that it came in. Let's have a go. Very, very well packaged Bluetti. One box out of another box. It's a challenge. How am I supposed to do that? If I tip it up this way. Oh, I think it's almost as heavy as the... Lucky I got a big F100 pickup truck, hey! This will be travelling in the car for sure. Alright, that big box can go over there. Another box. Well, I guess that's good. It means that sustain any damage, and there's no dings whatsoever on any of this packaging, so that's kind of a bonus. The customer service people that I emailed about this order was super helpful, really nice. Okay, this is going to be another challenge for me. I am not the strongest human, I gotta say, so probably the only chick that you're going to see on a review about, I don't know, I didn't see any other girls doing it, so this is realistic. Let's be realistic. Can a normal 5'2" human do this? The boxes, check this out, the boxes literally take up my whole bed, look. Oh my god, what is going on there? Okay, what we have here is more sticky tape and more styrofoam. Oh, bubble wrap. Oh, I love bubble wrap. There you go, this will be your ASMR. pretty cool. It involves lots of strange sounds like that. And bubble wrap! Oh my god! Oh god, it's bubble wrap! I could have some fun with this. Let's do it. Oh yeah. Squeeze them bubbles. Okay. Let me put this down so you can actually see what I'm doing a bit here. On my mess here. Alright. Whipped it out of that last bit. And there it is. So, more instructions and warranty pamphlets and things like that. Get rid of all this excess packaging. Gosh, my caravan's a mess today. I'm not planning this very well. Not planning this very well at all. This is the dodgiest video ever. Just as well, it's not sponsored by Bluetti, because they'd be like, you're not very professional. This is the amateur version. Okay. I'm going to try and give you as much as my muscles will allow. And if I put this down just a little bit, so you can kind of see. Basically, it's on the floor and it's up to my waist. That's standing up the long way. If I turn it around the other way, it does have handles on it, and I can lift it up. There we go. So it's kind of like about as high as my whole body, basically. There you go. From like my entire torso height. I'll give you the actual proper dimensions of it. I do know what they are, but yeah, the reason I got this one and not the big 420 new, they've got a new 421, but it was like, when it was folded up, it was so big that it wouldn't have fitted anywhere, basically. In the very limited space I have available to stash things like this, the big panel would not have worked. So this one at least is pretty cool. It feels really durable. There's obviously more cables and plugs. What have we got in here? Look at quite a long. Oh, dump it on the ground. That's a good start, Lisa. I think they said somebody said it's about 10 feet of cable, which seems generous. I would probably want a bit more, because if I want to, you know, if you're parked in the shade and you want to put it out in the sun, that's kind of cool. I mean, that's the advantage of having a portable system too, is that you can actually park in the shade and still use your solar, so bonus. What else can I show you? I'm not going to unfold it because I don't have room in here. I'll do that when I take it outside, but I can see already that this is one of the legs. It's just got like a, not really showing you very well, but there is legs. See that leg? And it just kind of, let me see if I can hold this up a bit. Kind of has Velcro on it, and it has like an elastic. Whoa! See? So that's what holds it up on here. I'd say this is probably, I think it's like, I think they said it was 12 kilos for this panel. So yeah, things that are going to, I try to put heavy things in the truck rather than in the caravan when I'm towing. I try to lighten the load as much as living full time in a caravan with the amount of crap I carry around with me. I mean, you know, sewing machines and vacuum cleaners and nice big thick pillow top mattress and air conditioning unit and pots and pans and a million pretty dresses, and yeah, I travel with quite a bit. I don't know what my weight is, but I don't really want to contribute to it anymore. So yeah, these will go in the back of the truck, which will be good. That should fit hopefully behind the seat in the truck is what I was thinking with that measurements. And yeah, like I said, the power pack, I will just have to sit in the middle here, and hopefully my poor old 50-year-old axle is up for it. So fun times. So yeah, pretty excited about this and looking forward to it. It's actually a grey day today, so not the best day to sort of test it out. I actually just turned it on, and I'll show you all that in the next video about it, but it was at 71% charge already, so that's kind of handy. Thanks, Bluetti. It's not as big once you take it out of all that ridiculous packaging. I was starting to panic, thinking like, where am I going to put this thing? So this is it. It's super cool. Wrestle the plastic off it. I mean, it is weighty. If I did travel with it in the caravan, I could run my fridge, because my fridge is only a 240 volt bar fridge, and it's only like less than 300 watts. It's really, really low. So one thing I haven't been able to do when I've been traveling is use my fridge, because I haven't got, you know, batteries inside the van, and I don't have an Anderson plug and all that kind of stuff. I just basically freeze a couple of those blue brick ice pack things, you know, the night before I'm going to travel. I usually put them in the dodgy freezer that doesn't keep frozen food cold. It's just, you know, you might get an ice tray out of it if you're lucky, but it's not an efficient freezer at all. It's just like a little extra shelf in the top corner of the fridge. So yeah, and then I just basically turn my fridge into an ice box when I'm traveling, so that's not ideal. Yeah, and generally when I was eating like whole food, plant-based vegan food, it didn't really matter that much, because stuff in the fridge wasn't the kind of stuff that would go off very quickly, whereas obviously meat and stuff does. So I could possibly sit this down on the ground right here in the middle of the van, over the axle as much as possible, over the wheels, which is kind of, you know, where the most weight on the caravan should go when you're towing. Plug my little fridge into one of these guys. Look at that, there's 4 of them. I could just keep it inside and pretty much run everything I need to run. Or the other option, which is what this guy had done on this YouTube video that got me intrigued, was he actually ran, because the caravan plug that you plug into like power here at a campsite is 15 amps. So it's a bigger bottom pin, it's fatter, and it won't fit into a normal like house plug like these, or like this. Now you can get another one of these, like the next model up, I think, for like X amount of dollars more, that I think, oh no, I don't know if it has that, or anyway, somebody said it had a caravan plug on it. But what this guy did was he just ran his normal cord from the outside of the caravan through an adapter, which I have it's called an amphibian. So it's a really good solid little, it's almost like a little circuit breaker box itself, and you plug your 15 amp into one end, and it's got a 10 amp outlet. So that's what I use when I'm like staying at people's places and I'm just plugged into their house. I'll use my amphibian. So yeah, he just did something similar, and then just plugged the whole caravan in, because that way you could run the lights and the power points and just everything normal, as if you're plugged into what they call shore power, and shore power is when you're plugged into a campsite. So that's cool. It's also got a 12 volt outlet, which will be really handy for me, because I bought an electric tire inflator, like a 12 volt tire inflator, that I thought would be really good to keep in the car for in case I got a flat tire. And I did get a flat tire once. The problem was when I plugged it into the cigarette lighter of my car, because my car's so old, 1971, it's only got like a 7 amp fuse, I think the guy said it was, so it blew the fuse on my cigarette lighter, because it actually is a cigarette lighter in my truck. Like, it's got the part where you can light a cigarette in there. And yeah, they obviously weren't made back in the day for charging devices. They were just made for lighting cigarettes. So it blew the fuse straight away, which was really frustrating because I was on the road and I couldn't plug in my phone to use the GPS or anything like that. So yeah, I managed to get, had to get that fuse ordered, and I ended up getting him to order me like 4 extras, so I've got spares in the ashtray because my car also has an ashtray in it, which is now where I put fuses in. So this means that I can use my portable tire inflator using this 12-volt plug, which will be a lot more sturdy than the one in the car. What else is there? DC 12-volt 30 amp. And that's what that funny little plug is. I have no idea what that is. I think in America maybe they have. Yeah, no, these are much bigger than that. No idea. If anyone knows what this DC 12-volt 30 amp plug is about, maybe that's something to do with the Anderson plug. Again, I told you, I'm an absolute novice when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'm clueless. Like, this is the clueless idiot's guide to portable solar power packs, because you know, if you really want someone who knows all the stuff and rattles off a million numbers and things to you, there's so many videos about that. But I just was like so overwhelmed by those videos. I didn't really understand at all. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to make a video from an idiot's perspective, you know, like someone who's never done this before. Now, obviously the inputs, she is not a lightweight thing, I can tell you. Input, what does that say? DC port 10 to 140 volt DC 15 amp. I'm assuming this is where you put your solar panels in. Adapter, little round, looks like an AUXy type of plug, but that plug obviously goes into there. Yep, that goes into there, and that's like a normal power cord. Oh, maybe this is just for powering it up from like a normal power point. Trust me, I'm not going to be plugging anything in or trying anything out until I actually read the instructions. Like, I may be a dum-dum and a complete novice, but I know to read the instructions. So really this is just unboxing for now. I'll go into, once I do my research and get to know, you know, develop a relationship with my Bluetti, I can see we're going to be really good friends. You give me freedom, you know, you give me the ability to go to campsites where I'm not going to be surrounded by annoying people. Like being able to just, you know, go to more remoter places, and also, yeah, when you need power, you're kind of stuck to dealing with other people, and sometimes I just don't want to do that very much. I prefer more. The other good thing about it is when I am traveling, like between, say, Queensland and Victoria, just doing these kind of, you know, I'm not touristy traveling, I'm just hightailing it from one place to another, which I usually do in like 4 or 5 days or something. I've been paying for, it's my aircon kicking in, by the way. I've been paying for overnight campsites, you know, on the way, strictly because I needed power, which is, you know, 35 to 45 and upwards. If you want to go down the coast road, it's even more expensive for an overnight site. And I'd roll in at like 4 in the afternoon and roll out at 7 in the morning, and I'm paying that much per night just to plug in. This will mean that I can make use of a lot more free overnight camp spots, which there are quite a few of around, and a lot of the grey nomads, they do that. They will, you know, grey nomads, usually they're on a pension or whatever, they're not usually able to pay for caravan parks every night of the week and have full solar setups, and will make use of that. Yeah, the other reason I didn't want the full solar setup, like, you know, the permanent one, was because generally most people that have the full solar setup then have all their appliances run on 12 volt or gas, like their cooker runs on gas, their fridge runs on gas. I don't do gas. I will not have gas in a caravan. I have a real problem with it. Like, I'm like allergic to it. I can't stand it. Can't stand the smell of it. I've never felt safe with it. I've seen caravans explode from gas. I've seen an oven explode in my mum's face once from lighting the gas oven. I'm traumatized by gas. I just can't have it anywhere near me. So as soon as I get a caravan, gas comes out. So yeah, I need electricity. I'm running all of my appliances. My cooktop, my microwave, my fridge are all 240 volt. So yeah, look, I'm probably not the kind of, you know, go off-road kind of. Obviously I haven't got a four-wheel drive and a you know, high-set caravan. I'm pretty limited to traveling to the main roads, but that doesn't mean I can't use overnight rest areas as quick pit stops on my drive from somewhere to somewhere, and at least be able to run a fridge and cook and power my things without too much effort. And the solar panel is going to be really cool for that if I want to. So apparently if you run this fully charged, like at a power point, before you go camping, other people have said they've gotten like 3 days of all the power that they needed to do everything that they needed to do. I've seen people running air fryers on them, and air fryers are actually pretty thirsty creatures. They use up quite a lot of juice. This is rated 2,200 to 2,400 watts. So that's, you know, more than enough to pretty much run anything. The most thirsty appliance, I guess you'd say, that I have in this whole caravan is my Kmart kettle. And most of them have a sticker underneath. This one actually says 2,000 to 200 watts, so that's literally the capacity of my thing just there. Anything with heating elements. Cooktops are really bad. My cooktop is like 1,300, but it's got 2 elements, a small and a large, and I looked them up separately. So if you just use the small one, which I usually do because it's just me, I just got my dinky little fry pan, it's 900 watts with just the single one, so that's good. The kettle will be replaced. I'm going to find a smaller kind of camp, lower wattage one. What else is thirsty for power? Microwave, I think it's about 1,300, so that's not too bad. And you only run that for like a couple of minutes, you know. So, what else have I got in here? That's pretty much it. Obviously it can charge up my busking speaker if I need to, if I'm going to go somewhere busking for a while, like, you know. I have backup power for that, which is kind of handy because there's a couple of times I've been busking and it has run out of power, which is annoying because I forgot to charge it the night before. Naughty me. So if I stick this in the back of the truck, it'd be quite handy. So anyway, that's it for now. I will get rid of all this rubbish and definitely set it all up and do a little bit of a power test with it and see, you know, see how it goes. Today's video was sponsored by not Bluetti. I'm not that famous to have a sponsorship of a power pack, even though that would have been really awesome. This video today is sponsored by my mum, and I was getting really frustrated with the types of people that I'm camping around at the moment, and I just want to run away sometimes and just escape out into the middle of nowhere again. So we talked about the solar option, and I kind of came to the conclusion that it really wasn't viable to do all the structural changes and appliance changes inside my caravan that would involve, and it also was going to be really expensive if I wanted it to run the air conditioner. This was on special, so there was an Easter special on Bluetti. All the Bluetti stuff was on special basically. This was $1,000 off, so it came in at $1,999, which my mum paid for. Thank you, Mum, bloody legend. And the solar panel, which is the 350 watt solar panel, which apparently, you know, in a good day will basically fully charge this in a full day, in 8 hours. It was $1,300, $100, I think it was. Can't remember. Anyway, I bought that, and I actually took out an advance on my pension. I wanted to take advantage of the sale price, so I did get an advance on that, which they're going to deduct me $100 a fortnight for the next 6 months. But I think that's worth it, because if I was saving up for it, I'd be saving up $100 a fortnight for the next 6 months. So, and it's interest free, because it's just, they just deduct it out of whatever payment they give me for the next 6 months. So that works out quite well for me. So it was a combined effort with me and my mum to get me sorted for, I got the power. I got the power. I'm gonna have some dance parties happening in here. I tell you what, pretty excited about that. And I've got like little LED strip lights which can go in all these. Look at all the USB points it's got. Oh my goodness. It's got USB-C and the normal USB-A, 4 of them. This is like a portable party right here. Mwah! I think it's going to be a beautiful relationship. I can feel our bond growing already. Alright, thanks for watching my not particularly enlightening video on my Bluetti portable solar power pack. And I'll catch you guys soon.